Hello, welcome to my channel. Hope you're having a good day. And today I want to talk about picking sides. So, if you know even just a little bit about Earth and people, then you know that we do a lot of arguing, we fuss and we fight, and not just a little bit, but quite a bit for sure. And sometimes, or maybe even a lot of times, we will hear one side of the story and immediately we will take that person's side of the story without even hearing the other person's side. And we will judge them and sentence them life in prison without the possibility of parole. Please don't unfriend me. No, but seriously, we'll hear one side of the story and judge them on that without even considering hearing the other person out. Treat others how you want to be treated is also talking about when judging too. The measure you give is the measure that will be given to you. If you judge people based on one person's side of the story, then don't get mad when people judge you like that. But if you like being treated with fairness, then also treat others with fairness too. And take into consideration the other person's side of the story, their side, before picking which side you want to be on and judging them. It's good to hear both sides of the story before judging. That's just like a common sense. But in some places with some people, common sense is just not so common. Sometimes you might hear something negative about somebody. Maybe one of your friends or your family goes to you and tells you negative things about a certain somebody. And this person telling you these things, they may be mad at the person or the situation, or maybe they've said some things to you that you couldn't count on. Either way, the healthy thing to do is to give that other person that they were talking to you about the benefit of the doubt, at least until you hear the other person's side of the story, and that way you can judge properly. But be careful with hearing certain information, because some people, they just might want somebody to gossip with. And of course we know that gossiping is wrong, but it's not just wrong, it's something that Yahuwah, our creator, he hates. And listening to gossip isn't any better than the one speaking the gossip. In fact, it might be worse just listening to it, because somebody is throwing all their trash on you and you're not the trash can. I believe that gossiping is more about the attitude you have with the information you're speaking, because you can be giving a background on someone or speaking 100% truth and still be gossiping. So yeah, I think one of the reasons Yahuwah hates when people spread strife amongst each other is because of the division it causes between a family. And because while someone is causing division in a family or different families, they're over there enjoying themselves while they're spreading strife. I don't know about you, but to me that is just sickening. I've grown to really not like it, and trust me, I used to gossip too, but little by little I have grown out of it. You know, you gotta grow up sometime. But I'm not trying to say that I don't do it at all anymore, because I still fall down too. I mess up sometimes and I fall into gossiping sometimes. But for the most part, I'm not trying to do that. And when I see it or I hear it, I try to avoid that kind of stuff. And if I do find myself in a situation where I'm listening to it, I try not to. Or sometimes I will try to direct that energy to something else. I most likely will try to help them in their situation. Sometimes you might find yourself in a situation where two different people are telling you two different sides of the same story, and they both might want you to be on their side. You might feel like you're being pulled in two different directions, and if you really are on the side of Yah and His word, then keep it, stick with it, and just do the best you can. It's funny how when people do something wrong or they make mistakes, people are so quick to judge and be judgmental and say a bunch of cruel things about them. But yet when it's the other way around, they want people to not cast judgment on them, and they want to be shown mercy and compassion. They want to be treated kindly. But when they mess up, they're not so willing to give that same energy. Instead, they're quick to give judgment. And if you have any sense in you, then you know that that's not how we should be. And besides, that's just not a healthy way to live. So if you're gonna pick a side to be on, maybe it might be a good thing to hear both sides of the story. At least you can know you're judging fairly. But if you feel like both of them are wrong, well, then that's why it's always good to know your stuff, to be educated on what you're talking about. That way, if ever someone does come to you and tells you things about someone and you know that they're wrong, maybe the opportunity might come up where you can help them to kind of direct their negativity to a more appropriate place. Because, well, what I have learned is that not all negative energy is a bad thing, and not all positive energy is a good thing. When one of my friends or somebody comes to me and tells me that this other person is bad, I will usually say something like, well, we're all bad. I just try to help them to see the more important things and what really matters in life. I try to help them to not focus so much on the negativity. And I try to help them to see like the other person, they're going through problems, and that's probably why they're like that, and that they might not know any better. So I just try to help them to see things in a better way. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope this has helped you, and I hope you have a good day.